tuning today, tuning to getting faster. As you know, the number one qualifier was getting slower. You guys were getting quicker. What was the secret to that?
There's no secret. I think it's just a matter of it's just a math puzzle and trying to figure out this environment and how to make the most power here. So we came here struggling to make horsepower, and our mile an hour kind of showed that on our early runs this weekend. The racetrack was a pretty tough place, and being able to get a hold of the track here and get the bike to transition is tough.
So what made the track tough? Was it the
hot?
Yeah.
And the surface? Not necessarily the surface particularly, but it's just the rubber here is different everywhere we go. You know, it's never the same. So we have solutions for different environments, and this place took us a little bit longer to figure out, especially today with the sun kind of coming in and out, and the track getting hotter and then colder. And so these little things, when you're struggling, really make a narrow window even more problematic. So it's pretty tricky. But you know, towards the end of the day here, the second round of eliminations to the finals, we were able to maintain some consistency in our runs. I still don't think we got every little bit we could out of here, but I think there's low 80s here, like 81s or 80s. But we did a fair job in relationship to what our competition was doing.
So now, you know, you said something about being hot. Ellie said something about being hot in this interview in the tower. But, I mean, the track surface may have gotten warm with the sun on it, but air-wise, I mean, feel it.
No, the air's temperature is cool. This track, it could have been 110 degrees, and it responded like a 130-degree racetrack. Something was different here. I don't know what it is. We spoke to some of our track specialists about it, and they felt the same way. So something was just different. The temperature and the grip numbers really weren't collating to where they usually do in other venues. And it doesn't take anything away from the racetrack or add to it. It's just a different dynamic to deal with.
Sure. And having one less bike to help you deal with it, was that difficult in the tuning aspect, or was it better in the long run because you didn't have to work with two bikes for a change?
Now these motorcycles are right now they're totally they're tuned separately. There's not much we can correlate just yet. We're getting a lot better and a lot closer at being able to look at each tune-up and say, well, if this one wants this one, it may want that. So we're not there yet. So they're just two separate motorcycles, and it was a lot less task management, obviously less tasks to do during the day, but would have loved to have Jerry here. I think he would have been very competitive here, and unfortunately he's not here, and Ellie was able to capitalize on a win, so it's a great thing. I told one of the guys at the starting line, I said, hey, last weekend the alligators were chomping, this weekend the fish are biting, and I'm ready for the big spoon. And we thought about that spoon. We driving up here, we thought about the spoon. We were all talking about the spoon that they give you when you win this race, the ice cream scooper spoon.
Yes.
And Tim's probably got some winner circle pictures. You can see me holding the spoon. So that spoon is really, really cool. And they told me that they've only made one of them per team. I'm very disappointed because I want one for myself. And I don't know if I'm going to get one. I doubt I'm going to get one because Ellie, I tried to get this from his Kung Fu grip and it's not coming out. So I don't think I'm going to get a spoon.
Well, we'll see whether the spoon maker feels like he can get away with selling some extra spoons and not letting Mr. Bill Bader Jr. know about it.
He told me he wouldn't do it. That's it. He said, I can't do that for Mr. Bader. So that was it. I said, okay, man.
Maybe you can make a spoon replica out of a different material.
Yeah, I got some plastic spoons, but it's just not the same.
I mean, I know you like to be humble, and the wave can always come crashing at any moment. But you're the hottest tuner in drag racing. You've got 4 wins in 5 races. Unlike the multi-car teams, they have a tuner on each car. You're the tuner for 2 motorcycles.
It's really tough. It's tough. It's a lot on my plate, that's for sure. But we're doing what we're doing, and just keep working. And don't have an expectation every weekend. You know, we're starting over every weekend.
Yeah.
When Chicago gets here, there's no expectation except to go in and compete.
Yeah. So, and the team must work like a well-oiled machine. I mean,
we have the same challenges other teams do, maybe just less of them. We had a great weekend here. We had some failure. This Ellie's bike had a failure at the last race in Englishtown. He had a great running motorcycle there, really good motorcycle there, and we had a failure there that that could have been prevented. So we have some of the same challenges, but those things don't happen twice.
Now I know that the egg gathering season is Jerry's busiest every single year. Was he able to keep blowing up your phone on race day today, or does he have to focus on business?
Jerry did really good at letting me work a little bit this weekend, but I did call him as much as I could. And the hurricane created a sense of urgency for him to be back there.
Sure.
So it's really the right thing for him to do. We missed him big time, and he's always sitting next to me in the lounge and talking, and I was like, man, there's just nobody here. It's so quiet in here. Golly, what am I going to do with myself? So you take one person that's a huge personality out of our environment, and there's a big difference in everything. So it's fun. He is one of the greatest folks to work with and for.
Yeah.
I appreciate everything he does for his team. It's really remarkable. He's built a great program here.
Oh, I mean, I know I keep saying this, but it's so true that the achievement that what he's built and what you all do to race against the budgets of the Vance and Hines team, and I know they're your partners, but they want to win, and they have a lot of pressure to win with their team, and to pull off last year's championship, almost pull off the championship 2 years ago, and to be running the way you are this year is a really incredible achievement.
And it was pretty good. There were some songs
That's true.
Guys should not be singing.
Who do you want to thank?
We've got some really great supporters. Tim Miranda is one of them. He's awesome. He's the chemical engineering guru, and he does things with motor oil that we've never been able to do before. So he's definitely a huge, vital part of this success. Mr. Race Oil Products, or Tim Miranda, his brand has just been instrumental to our success. It's a big part of it. And
that's like an ongoing process. I mean, does he change your formula on a regular basis?
I think that when we introduce new alloys or new elements, or when we have new challenges, we may run the engine a different way, and parts are wearing a different way, and then we need solutions for that. Any challenge we've had with engine oil or lubrication, he has addressed it and he's fixed it. It's pretty neat what he's done. So that's a really, really neat part of our program. PJ1's always Mr. PJ Harvey's awesome, and he's supported us from day one. He's the heart and blood of just so much of the drag racing around here. You see him, and you see drag racing, you can find him in all these little nooks and crannies of drag racing. So, and PJ Harvey's just a big, great guy. And I'd like to thank Jerry. I mean, he's given me the opportunity to do this with this team for him, and he's trusted me with this program, and we've done a lot of really remarkable things together. So he's a good friend and a great guy.
You've worked with Ellie very closely for this deep into the year. 3 wins already. There's got to be a flaw in his game somewhere. Where is it at? Because Ellie's game appears to be pretty flawless.
I don't necessarily look at it like, even if there was something that you would call a flaw, I wouldn't see it as a flaw. But I mean, we all have challenges that we need to work through, and on the outside looking in, a lot of things may look picture perfect, but they're not always picture perfect. It's just we've got to keep working on being better than we were yesterday. That's all. And we took, you have to remember, I mean, we took a proven product and we duplicated it. Okay, so the brand or the way we do things here, we built another one of Jerry's bikes. And it was a little different than Jerry's. We expected that. And there was a little acclimation period there, a little shorter than I actually anticipated. And then we took a driver that has a lot of experience, and he's young, and young matters. How we process things in the mind, brain plasticity, and all these things, young actually makes a difference. So, yeah, you got a motorcycle that's a proven product, and you have a driver that's experienced.
Yeah.
So
as young as he is, his experience is deep.
It is, and it's because his dad put him on these motorcycles when he was probably 14 or 13 years old.
Sure.
Yeah. So we all have challenges. Everybody does.
Tell me about it.
It's just, are yours enough to be better than the people next to you?
So the next challenge is Chicago, and you're probably not going to get away with the kind of cool temperatures we've had this weekend, but you thrive.
It's all right.
You thrive in the heat.
Bring on the heat. Tired of these cool temperature tune-ups.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, Chicago. It's an awesome, fun facility, and I'm excited about Chicago. Our truck's going back home. We're gonna get home and see what we broke and tore up and fix it all, and get up there to Chicago and see what we can do there.
You just had a birthday this week.
Yeah, that was fun.
Did you do anything special for your birthday?
I spent the whole day on my birthday, June 20th. I spent it with my family.
Oh, very good.
So my children, my son Seth was up fishing at a national. He was at a national competition for high school anglers, right?
Really?
So he was. Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yep. He qualified for nationals. They went up and they competed at nationals.
And where did that happen?
That was in Kentucky. So Crystal, my wife, was up there with him, and it was a week long. This is a week long deal.
Sure.
I don't even think it's over yet. So we'll see how the results turn out with that. But really, really great job, Seth. He qualified 10th for this thing. So out of like 880 boats or 880 anglers,
wow.
He qualified 10th, and so we were very excited for him.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And then so me and the girls were home, and we went and spent some time and hung out at the lake and had a fun time.
Anything else?
Now we're good, man.
All right, congratulations on the birthday, the win, the whole 9 yards.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate you. Thank your company for everything you do.
Okay.
Okay.